So a lot of you guys have been wondering how I'm paying taxes, not paying taxes, how I'm doing some rehabs, how these things are actually working. So in this video, what I'm going to do is actually go into the in-depth analysis of how taxes work with how I'm doing things as a real estate investor. Also, a few other comments that you guys have made about properties themselves, why I would hold things rather than sell things, and just kind of get you guys into my head about how I do things. So without further ado, in this video, you're going to see the comments addressed for what I do, and then you guys can take it with you. So if you're wanting to get into real estate, if you are already in real estate, this video will help you break down at a high level how I'm doing these projects, how I'm doing the tax advantage thing, and how you can do it too. So with that, we'll get right into it. So a lot of you guys are asking about the capital gains tax. Are there any capital gains or tax write-offs that you can do with a property like this? How much after capital gains tax? So let's address the elephant in the room. So for capital gains tax, and I think a lot of these questions are coming on this video here, which is a little deceiving because I didn't actually end up selling this. So let's specifically talk about this situation. On this property, I bought it for $100,000. I then put $42,000 into it. And the appraisal just came back. It appraised at $225,000. And so I'm all in at 142. It appraised at 225. Now I am not selling it. So because I'm not selling it, there are no capital gains that gets paid that needs to be paid. I am actually refinancing it. And so the bank will give me a loan for, we're getting that set up right now, but I'll probably get a loan for $142,000 and just pull out the capital that I have in it. I'll pay back my private money lender, and then I will keep this asset and let it cash flow. And that's how I pick up properties for literally no money. That's how I've done this. That's how I built a $20 million portfolio in my 20s, recycling capital through buying, improving, refinancing, paying back. That's the model. So in that model, when I'm keeping properties, there is no capital gains tax being paid because the property is not being sold. Now that we've got that figured out, I do still sell properties. So you're going to see in this property, in this property, I made $89,000 on this flip over here. So was there capital gains tax paid on that? And I also made $227,000 on this 9 unit. So was there capital gains tax paid on that? That's the question, right? And so here's the short answer. You pay capital gains tax when you own an asset in an LLC and that LLC owns it and then sells it. There are short-term capital gains that is higher that you pay if you own it less than a year, or there is long-term capital gains that is paid, which is a lower tax bracket if you own it more than a year. Now, that is how it works if you own it in your own name or you own it in a business, unless you own it in a business S-Corp. And so if your S-Corp is set up, if your business is set up in an S-Corp like mine is, well, then buying and selling assets is actually taxed based on inventory. And it's just looked at as inventory. And so it's actually taxed based on ordinary income. And so to answer your guys' question, I know this sounds crazy, but this house that I made $89,000 on, do I pay capital gains on it? No, I don't. I just pay ordinary taxes, and I am in a large tax bracket, right? So I do pay a large amount of taxes on it, but it is not capital gains tax because it's set up as an S-Corp. And so obviously I'm not an attorney, I'm not a CPA. This is just what my CPA tells me and how we do it. How I've been doing it for years. Check with your CPA, check with your attorney, disclaimer, right? But this is how we do it. This is how my CPA has advised me, and my CPA has hundreds of clients and thousands of clients and hundreds of employees, and owns real estate himself. So this is how the rich made the rules. So this is how we play the game. So that is the capital gains tax. Long story short, you don't have to pay it if you're taxed as an S-Corp, which then makes it wipeable. So that's capital gains tax. Next, this is a good one. So are you the guy who sends postcards offering straight up predatory, disrespectful offers and hoping some chump falls for it? Or are you offering fair offers? So good question. I am the chump that is always looking for a win-win between myself and the seller. And so actually, if you go to my home buying website, you'll see we have never had a negative review in 8 years of business. Now that's because I treat homeowners with respect. And I always make sure that if we come to an agreement, it's a win-win, right? It's got to make sense for them and it's got to make sense for me. And if it does, then we can work together. And if it doesn't, then hey, we can part ways and I'll just be as valuable as I can for them. And so that's how I approach everything in life, is it's got to be a win-win for both parties. And when it is, that's when you do good business. Unfortunately, in the industry, there are some guys that literally just are out there cutthroating and lowballing people and just trying to make it win-lose situations. As long as they win, they're happy. And that is not the kind of business that I run. All right. Next. So, good question here. So quick question. If you make 7 figures a year, why do you ask for a $100,000 loan? And does it work for taxes? So we covered the tax thing, but again, so like in this video, why did I get a loan for $100,000 for this property, right? Well, here's this short answer. Could I have paid for it cash? Yes, but I had 14 projects at the time going on when I had this. So could I have paid for all 14 projects cash? No. And could I have paid for the renovations along with it in cash? Definitely not, right? And so learning how to understand and utilize financing has allowed me to scale and buy 20 plus homes a year now for the last, 5 years, 6 years. And so because I borrow money from a private money lender that pays for my entire purchase, and then I do the rehab myself in cash, that allows me to have the scalability of having all these projects going on at once, which builds wealth faster. And so that is why, my friend, I do borrow money, even though I could pay for some of it in cash. I couldn't do all of them in cash. All right. Next is, where is the link to the free rehab analyzer? So yeah, if you guys are wanting a free deal analyzer, you can go to my website. I'm going to put the link in the description so that you guys have this. It's literally a rehab analyzer that I walk through all of my nasty properties. Every single time I walk through a property like this, I am literally going through my sheet. I'm filling out how much things are going to cost. So that way I know what I'm going to take over to my crews and I know what to budget for my rehab. So if that would help you guys, link in the description, go ahead and download it. Totally free for you guys. All right, another one for the analyzer tool. So there we go. This is a lengthy one, but essentially this one was for the 9 unit that I sold. They were saying, hey, if you put in $120,000 and you did initial down payment, then you had net capital gains tax and you only made 60K. Long story short, I won't get too into the numbers and the weeds on this one. They're referencing this one here. But in this one here, I ended up buying it. I then let the cash flow from the asset do the improvements. So in this video, I never actually talked about the cash flow. It never truly did cash flow because we kept reinvesting the cash flow into the building to do the renovations. But the renovation money came from the cash flow on the asset. And so that's why I did net what I netted on this. And so I didn't talk about that in the video. So good catch here, Mr. CX113XU, but that's how it was done. All right, another one. So in this 9 unit breakdown, they're like, hey, why didn't you just sell this after 6 months and make 100K rather than waiting 3.5 years to earn 170K? Like, why would you wait 3.5 longer years to make $70,000? Well, good question. The answer to that is there's a couple reasons. Number one, I wanted to hold the asset, right? I wanted the tax benefits and I wanted real estate to do its thing. And so I wanted to own the asset for a long period of time. I actually thought I was going to own it for the rest of my life. After I got all of my money out by doing the refinance, again, similar to this situation here, right? When I got all of my money out after I bought it because I improved the value so much. So I just thought, I'm getting an infinite return on my money. Let's just hold it forever. Well, eventually I didn't want to own the asset anymore because it was just kind of a headache. And so that's why I decided to sell. And I did make an extra $70,000 by holding it. And so was it worth it? I would say yeah, because it was an infinite return, right? Looking back, if I had another opportunity that would have been even better, then it would have been smart of me to sell it and roll it into that other opportunity that would have been an even better return if I had something. And that kind of gets into opportunity cost. Anytime you go to sell an asset, you should be looking at what is the opportunity cost of me holding this asset? Meaning, do I have another better opportunity that it's going to cost me if I hang on to this asset? If you don't, then hang on to the asset, right? But if you have a better opportunity that you're going to make more money on, well, then you should look at selling this and feeding the cash into this better opportunity so you can continue to cycle and velocitize your capital. All right. So appreciate the love on this one. Yeah, new material will continue to happen. So will I be running out of material? No, the answer is no. I have a lot of projects going on at any given time. I'm actually launching in the Chicago market, so I'll be starting a home buying company there. I'll be starting to fund deals nationwide with my private money lending company. And so long story short, there's going to be a lot more content for you guys, and hopefully getting out on your guys' projects to help you build your wealth. All right, this one, let's go. We're going back to this video. So it was like, hey, this margin sounds pretty tight. What in the heck were the carrying costs, the contractors, taxes, utilities? It's a rough way to make a living. Well, I can tell you that it is if you don't know what you're doing. It is a rough way to make a living if you don't know. But on this property, again, the numbers were pretty simple. Bought it for 100, put 42,000 into it, appraised at 220, getting my cash back, and then gonna keep it as a rental. And so do I spend $30,000 a month on postcards? Yes. On marketing to get people to call my phone? Absolutely, I do. But some of these properties I keep, some of the properties I sell and flip and make money like this. And so overall, I can tell you we have very healthy profit margins. And so that is why we continue to do what we do. If you're not flipping houses, it is a great place to be in. All right. You should share the numbers on the screen. I agree. I shared this with my video editor, and so I think moving forward, we're gonna be doing that. So good feedback on that. And then yeah, just the last couple here. So ozone machine, should I be spraying that and killing bugs? Ozone machine is, and this is the last one. So ozone machines are great for, again, when you have a property that's super nasty like this one was, right? Then what that does, that ozone machine's right there in the bottom right. What that does is that takes out like any kind of bad smell, like pet smell, like cat piss, like smokers. They smoked in this one too. That ozone machine eliminates all of the smell. It does not eliminate cockroaches or bugs. It might help a little bit, but definitely get a professional bug company to help with those things like we did on this one. And this was the best, and this was the worst house I've ever bought for bugs. So there's bed bugs, there was roaches, it was nasty. And so we actually we had literally 3 weeks of just bug company treatments before we could even begin work because it was so bad and no one wanted to work inside, and I didn't blame them, right? So there you have it. All right, if you guys enjoyed this video, they do take a lot of effort to put these things together. So give me a like, consider subscribing. I appreciate you being here. And yeah, if you guys are wanting help with anything, feel free to reach out. You can go to my website. I will literally do a free one-on-one strategy call with you to help you either get started or build your real estate business for where you're at. With that, God bless you. I'll see you in the next one.